everybody, welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books you can pre-order by this weekend, and there is some real big ones on this one. This is an awesome week, so head on over to infinityflux.net right now. Start placing your pre-orders so you don't miss out on these books when they come out in a few weeks. And it's a big deal with this one because there are a lot of variants. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we may not order a ton of each one of them. So if you want a certain book or a certain cover, make sure to put your name on it on infinityflux.net. That way,
or even if we're not your shop, with your own shop, if you shop somewhere else, that shop may not order a lot either. So definitely wherever you shop, get your name in early.
Communication is key to this business. But let's get into it because I am very excited about our first one in our Prime Comic pre-orders. You may have heard a little book called
Batman Deadpool. So this is the next crossover between DC and Marvel. Now this is the one that's published by DC. The Deadpool Batman book was published by Marvel. And as far as I know, I might be wrong about this, but I don't think the main Batman Deadpool story in this connects to the other one.
It was the same writer, I would maybe think. The last one did leave off with like Deadpool, like, I'm going to take a look around Gotham or whatever. But I think you could probably, I don't think it's going to refer to that. I think it's going to be another. They're just in the same place.
Yeah, for sure. So this one is written by Grant Morrison, and the art is by Dan Mora. So your Claus team reunited again to bring us what I'm sure is going to be a great story. It says that the Dark Knight and the Merc with a Mouth team up for an adventure so mind-bending, you'll think you're in a dream. And that doesn't sound anything like the other story, so that's why I'm thinking.
But this sounds very Grant Morrison in the best way.
Yeah.
Especially, this is a team, like you said, with Claus that has worked together, and what they create is incredible. That's one of my most recommended books to people, especially around like Christmas and everything. Read Claus.
Yeah.
I am so excited for this first story.
And they did release some preview pages online, like officially. But I tried not to look at it. I was like, no, I don't want to see anything, because they released several, and this story isn't going to be all that long. So it's like you might be showing a little bit too much. So I'm going to hold off on that. So yeah, a new Batman Deadpool crossover. We've also got some other backups, just like the other one. There is a Constantine Doctor Strange crossover from Scott Snyder, James Tynion, Joshua Williamson, and Hayden Sherman. So that's like some of your big four creators right there. We have a Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo story featuring Nightwing and Laura Kinney Wolverine. There is a story of Harley Quinn and Hulk, written by Mariko Tamaki, and the art is by Amanda Connor. And then there is a Static and Miss Marvel story from G. Willow Wilson and Dennis Cowan. And that's it. That's what's in this solicitation. There might be more. The last one we got an extra little surprise story with Logo, the Lobo Wolverine mashup. So it would be cool to see him again and to see if he persists throughout the other crossover books as well. But that I don't know. I don't know what else will be in here, but we do know that.
Maybe it says and more.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there's any listed that isn't, but yeah, so I'm not sure. Yeah, and more. So I'm sure there's going to be others besides this.
Yeah, now I do feel like this is going to have some surprises in it. Whether little like 1 or 2 page things like the Jeff the Land Shark with Crypto. I could see there being some of that kind of thing in there as well. So be prepared to be surprised.
Yep. Yeah, so this is definitely one that you are going to want to pre-order. And I'm very excited for this one. And this is the only cover. Oh, no, wait, there's a whole bunch of covers.
It's everything.
Yeah, there's a ton of covers. So there is a Dan Mora Batman Deadpool wraparound cover.
Yeah, that is this one.
That one, yep.
And so this is, we saw this one, the earliest images we saw from this, which is awesome.
There's a Lee Bermejo, Joker, and Doctor Doom, which I may have to get that one. There's a Mark Brooks, Zatanna, and Scarlet Witch. And again, just like the other crossover book, just because they're making covers with these characters doesn't mean they're going to be in there. So don't get too excited that there's going to be a Zatanna, Scarlet Witch story. These are just covers. There's a Jim Chung, Wonder Woman, and Captain America, which I might grab that one too because I loved their story.
That story in the last one was awesome.
There's an Amanda Connor, Harley Quinn, and Hulk. So we actually are going to see this story. There's a Nick Dragotta, Batman, and Punisher.
I would love to get a return of that because that's such a like one of the earlier crossovers, at least like kind of the 90s ones.
There's a Jenny Frison, Wonder Woman, and Storm, and Andy Kubert, Damian Wayne, and Gambit, which
it's just for that one joke.
Yeah, which that's perfect. That's the perfect joke. There is a Jay Lee, Big Barda, and Savage Land Rogue, a Jim Lee, Batman and Wolverine. When are you going to get Jim Lee doing Wolverine again? We said that about the Omnibus cover. We're like, oh, this is the last time ever. Well, maybe he's got one more. There's an Alexander Lozano, Wonder Woman, and Miss Marvel.
Yeah, that's an interesting one to go back a little bit.
Yeah, well, I say Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel. Yeah. I should clarify. There's a Sean Gordon Murphy, Lobo, and Deadpool, which almost tells a story on its own. There's a Frank Quitely, Batman and Deadpool. There is a Bruno Redondo, Nightwing, and X-23. So we're going to get this story right here. There's a Hayden Sherman, Constantine, Doctor Strange. So we're going to get that too. And it's cool. The preview pages they release, I did see this, and it's cool because Doctor Strange is very colorful like that, and Constantine is very drab. Yeah. And it looks like that in the story too. There's a Bill Sienkiewicz, Incredible Hulk, and Deadpool. Deadpool, Batman. Homage to the Hulk cover where Wolverine is doing that. There's a Ryan Sook Crisis on Infinite Earths homage. There is a Sousa Micah, Catwoman, and Emma Frost. A Dan Mora foil variant of the A cover. And then a blank sketch cover if you want to just draw your own two.
If you didn't think there was enough, here's one more.
They're like, what else should we do? We've already got enough. Let's give them a blank one. They can draw whatever they want.
Condiment King with, I don't know, Kite Man.
Wait, there's both DC. Yeah.
I don't know, some.
Who likes to eat at? Who's always eating at Marvel? I don't know, Rocket Raccoon or somebody.
Rocket Raccoon and Condiment King team up. Well, next up we have another big one because if that first one wasn't big enough, we have Ultimate Universe 2 years in. This is our one shot, which may be our last one for the current Ultimate Universe, and this is by Dennis Camp and Alex Packnadal. And this is really, our first, the 1 year in was kind of a little bit of a catch up and here's things to come. This feels a lot like a prequel or an opening prologue for the Ultimate Endgame coming up, because in this, the art also is by Phil Noto and Francesco Manna and more. All paths lead to Endgame in preparations for the Maker's return. The Ultimate Guardians, who we've seen during the Ultimates and all of that, have been traveling across time and space recruiting members new and old. So travel across the corners of the Ultimate Universe, and don't miss the dawn of many new characters, including Ultimate Daredevil, which is the main one we know about from this. And it makes sense if they're going around collecting cosmic characters, because we know the upcoming Daredevil is a cosmic style character. So this is really interesting. Also on this cover, we've got the Tony Stark as Kang,
which we still haven't seen,
which has been teased since some of the earliest variant covers for Ultimates. But I really liked this Guardians team when they appeared. I thought they're a cool group. Yeah. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm just super interested in introducing a bunch of new characters. All of this just to end the Ultimate Universe. So let's see.
Weird. I don't know. Yeah, I still think that we're gonna open this and it's just gonna say the end. Yeah, and it's 2 years into the Ultimate Universe and it's over. Yeah, that's it.
So sounds awesome though. And if you've been reading the Ultimate stuff, you'll definitely want to pick this one up because it sounds like this is gonna be good preparation. Maybe there's gonna be that classic moment where all of these heroes fly in during the fight with the Maker.
And this comes out on December 3rd, and Ultimate Endgame #1 comes out on December 31st. So they're gonna bookend December.
Yeah, very cool. So we've got our A cover here, and there is your Cosmic Daredevil with this Giuseppe Camuncoli cover, where the D's go down.
Yeah, he doesn't look very cosmic to me,
He looks like he needs a breath mask or something. Yeah. Also, the little whip thing in space, not very practical because you cannot control that thing.
No, I guess you could, though, if you threw it. It'll go in the direction until it hits something else.
I don't know if you could. I don't think you could. You could do some shapes, but
the rope would float around.
It would float. It'd just be hard to control.
We'll have a special episode of the Letters page where we discuss the physics of this.
But yeah, and the mullet, Daredevil mullet.
Yeah, bringing it back. All right, well, we have Final Boss #1, and this is really cool. So this is written and drawn by Tyler Kirkham. This is his creator-owned book, and this actually has existed for a few years. Yeah. He first released it on Kickstarter. I want to say, I don't remember the year, but it's been a handful of years, and we've seen a little bit of it too. What was that one book? That one like
that publisher was doing like an anthology style thing, and it was one of the stories in that.
Yeah. So this has been around for a bit, but now it is being published by Image Comics for mass consumption.
I think this is like the official form of it.
Yeah, I can't wait because I've been wanting to read this for a long time. So it says it's an over-the-top adventure that's a high-octane nod to classic action stories. It's about this guy on the cover here. His name is Tommy Brazen. He uses his newfound powers, and I don't know what those powers are, but he uses them for various paid enforcer gigs and street fights, only to uncover a past far more complex than he had ever imagined. So a little bit vague on that, but I love Tyler Kirkham's work, and just knowing that this has been around for a long time, he's been working on it. I think it's going to be very action-packed, probably very bloody. So I'm very, very excited for this one. So this is our A cover from Tyler Kirkham. There's also a Viking Moon cover, and I love his work as well. There's a Ryan Ottley cover. I love his work as well.
Which I've already pre-ordered this
nice.
one.
Yeah. There is a Tyler Kirkham Youngblood team up, and then there's a black and white version of that as well.
It's a giant bad rock. Well, next up we have Doctor Strange #1, but this is a very different kind of Doctor Strange. This kind of follows, what was the
Doctor Strange of Asgard?
Of Asgard.
Yeah.
This feels very much in that vein. It's kind of a continuation of that series. So this is by Derek Landy and Ivan Fiorelli. After becoming Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard, Strange lost his chance at redemption of getting revenge on Doctor Doom and taking up the earthly mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. So he's still chilling in Asgard. And because of when Loki murdered Thor, it cut off Midgard from the other 9 realms. So he can go anywhere within the 9 realms, just not back to Earth.
I need to catch up on that because Thor, the current Thor run, which we'll talk about in a minute, or no, we'll talk about next week, it deals with Thor being stuck on Earth and not remembering what happened after being killed by Loki. So all this stuff kind of blends together.
Do with like that severing of his way to get back there. So with no way home and few allies remaining in Asgard, Strange travels to Alfheim to investigate an emerging crisis. But in an unfamiliar land, can Strange prevent elves and angels from going to war over a mysterious coffin? Maybe with the help of Heaven's own Angela. So bring Angela back in here. Yeah. And I this is a thing that I never considered of like Doctor Strange becoming almost a Thor style character.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool idea, and I'm interested to check this out. I wish I had read all of the Doctor Strange of Asgard.
Yeah.
But I feel like this may be a good jumping on point as well. So if you are a Doctor Strange fan, definitely check this one out. We've got your A cover here. We have a Fan Yang cover, which I really like Angela. I think she's a really cool character. There's an Inyuk Lee 3-part connecting magic variant.
I really like that.
His suit looks really cool there. We also have a Luciano Vecchio Marvel Comics Presents variant. I'm sure those are going to be a comic when, it's revealed.
Right.
That's how these have all been.
Yeah.
There's a Manahini Nullified variant, which I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a lot of those, but this is early stages.
Yeah, they talked about that today online. They released a bunch of these. So yeah, over the next couple of weeks, we are going to see a bunch of these nullified variants for various books.
There is a NetEase Games Marvel Rivals variant, which I guess they're bringing Angela into the game, which is interesting. And there is a Turin Clark variant as well.
I like that. I like the staff, and then maybe like a magical shield like that.
I liked when Strange had the axe. Like the
that
was really cool.
That was really cool. All right, so this is DC's I Saw Ma Hunkel Kissing Santa Claus. So this is a one-shot. This comes out November 26th. So, you're going to get it around Thanksgiving, but perfect in time for the holidays as well. And this is just DC's, annual holiday anthology book, just full of a bunch of different fun stories. Different writers and artists working on these stories. The holidays are a time for joy and togetherness, presents and carols, and emotions, drama, and chaos galore. Join our merry gang of heroes and villains as they navigate the highs and lows of holiday romance. We don't know all the stories, but it does tell us about 2 of them. There's one where Supergirl goes on a winter vacation with a blind date. We don't know who it is, but that should be cool. And there's another story with Galaxy where she tries and fails to clear up her superheroing schedule to spend Hanukkah with her sweetheart. but it sounds like that might not be so easy. Warm up your winter with this collection of heartwarming and heart-racing tales coming to shelves this holiday season. So yeah, DC's just annual holiday anthology. I'm sure we'll probably get one from Marvel at some point too. Actually, there is. Did we already talk about it? Or they're maybe coming soon.
I know they've got like a.
There's one with Spider-Man on the cover.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. But I think it's, I mean, props for them using Ma Hunkel, which is the original Red Tornado, right?
I don't remember.
She went by Red Tornado or something like that. So deep cut there with Justice Society characters.
Yeah, I see the JSA
so
in the
that's
back.
really, really fun.
Yeah, so this should be fun holiday. So this is our A cover from Chrissy Zullo. There's also a Ryan Sook cover. Oh!
Looks like she's going on a date with Brainiac.
Brainiac 5? Yeah. Which kind of lines up with that animated movie, the Legion. I don't remember what it was, but there was one where she was kind of. They were like butted heads at first, but by the end they had sort of fallen in love.
There's also the series Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes that went on for a little while. Yeah. So she's had run-ins with them in the past. I like the little robot butler too. He's cute. Well, next up, I'm so excited about this. This is Capes #1, or as they're calling it, Invincible Universe Capes #1. This is I mean, I'm a huge Invincible fan, and we're finally getting Capes back, which was a series from like early on while Invincible was coming out. This was a kind of, there's a lot of companion pieces with Invincible, and these are kind of about the other superheroes that were there. So this is by Robert Kirkman and Mark Englehart, and this is going to reprint but also remaster the original run of Capes, which I think was 6 or 7 issues. So this includes new art and new dialogue, and you can see online in various places some side-by-sides, which it has been pretty radically remastered. Like Englehart has gone in and redrawn full pages, full panels and everything. But you've got characters like Bolt, Kid Thor, Knockout, Captain Cosmic, Clairvoyant, Big Brain, Commander Capitalism. And what Capes are is they are a team of superheroes that work for Capes Inc., which is basically a 9-to-5 job where you're a superhero. Like, hopefully the crisis you're going through happens while they're on the clock, or else, you know, they've got other stuff to do.
I love the idea that, oh, sorry, it's 5:15. I can't save you anymore.
And these are characters that really like, they start off very, you know, cut and dry, like this is just a job. But as the Invincible universe goes on, you see them actually take up a lot of responsibility, and those characters play a big part in a lot of Invincible. So we've seen some of these in the show as well. I really like, so I think issue 3 maybe is the Knockout issue, and you learn her story, and it's like, of course, Kirkman, so it's super dramatic.
Is that her right there? Yeah, I want to know more about her. She looks cool.
Yeah, so this is great. They're going up against characters like Machine Head, Titan. Did you see both of them there, which have both also appeared in Invincible? And the exciting thing is, after these first issues that were contained within the first volume, the series is continuing. After that, it's not Robert Kirkman who's going to be on it, but I think it is still Mark Englehart. But it's the person that is going to write it has written some other things at Image, so it's in good hands going forward. But for this first 6 or 7 issues, it is going to be a remastering of Capes, and I'm really excited to see where it goes after that. Is it going to jump in time?
Because how long did the original one run?
It was only like 1 volume.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was the writer coming on is the one who did the Eve and Rexplode special back in the day.
Nice.
So someone who's
so they're familiar with this universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know I was all over the place with that, but I'm super excited about this because this is just like Battle Beast, a great companion piece to Invincible.
I like this idea of releasing Invincible Universe books.
Yes.
You know, in the same
That's
universe.
what the Eve and Rexplode books were originally. It was like Invincible Universe presents Adam, Eve, and Rexplode. And that's kind of what Battle Beast is, and that's what this is going to be. So.
Although, you're right, it does list it as Invincible Universe Capes, but on the cover it just says Capes, so I wonder if they'll update that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe after this first story arc or whatever. But get this, I've read these issues. It is a blast, and if you like Invincible, you will like this. It's taking those tropes of superheroes, but kind of turning on their heads, adding a lot of drama to the characters, make them feel real.
I just want to learn more about Captain J. Jonah America.
Yeah. They are all great. So definitely check this one out. We've got our A cover here by Ryan Otley. So these are all new. I think the A covers, for as far as we've seen out, are Ryan Otley doing the covers, which is great, getting some more classic Invincible feeling stuff. We also have a Mark Engelhart variant. So that's your interior artist on the book. We have a blank sketch variant, and then there's a Mark Engelhart Youngblood team up cover with, I forgot what this character is on the very front, but where he shoots out like colorful ball
So
pit
it's like
balls.
Polka Dot Man, but with rubber balls instead or something.
Which I love when Kirkman does stuff like that. He takes the really like, let's just make a really kind of dumb character and then make them the most dramatic thing you've ever read.
Next up is Wiccan, Witch's Road #1. This is from Wyatt Kennedy and Andy Pereira, and it's described as a dark, macabre adventure. An adventurer waits down the Witch's Road that will reshape Wiccan and the magical fabric of the Marvel Universe forever. The world will never be the same. So Wiccan and Hulkling arrive back on Earth, and I'm assuming that's after the after the events of Imperial, which ends next week, and we'll be talking about that on Monday. But Hulkling is grievously wounded, and it's up to Wiccan to save the day, but what lengths will he be willing to go to do so? And I guess he's going to take a trip down the Witch's Road to save him, so that should be really cool. I was actually just, I was looking up something about Agatha all along today, and I was like, man, that was such a fun show to have at this time of year. I wouldn't mind go back and watching it again, because I like that a lot. So I don't know how many issues this is going to be, but I'm sure it's probably like 5 or 6. So this is our A cover. There's a Carmen Carnero variant, an Inyuk Lee 3-part connecting variant, Luciano Vecchio cover.
I wonder if that 3 is going to go with the Doctor Strange cover. Because they're called like the Magic Connecting variants.
Connecting Magic variant. Was that Inyuk Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, variant A and then variant B, so maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a connecting with, and there's like his books and stuff floating out there.
That's interesting.
So I'll be interested to see maybe what part 3 is going to be.
Yeah, okay. There is, the Luciano Vecchio, and I love that. Looks like 90s.
It does.
Like we have a magical character, but we have to make him extreme. Yep. So I like that. There's a Pablo Villalobos variant and a Russell Dodderman variant.
Well, next up, we've got to talk about Fantastic Four #6. And also just want to put love out there. This is maybe like in the top best books Marvel's putting out.
Absolutely.
If you're not reading Fantastic Four, you're missing out on so much fun, great art.
Yeah.
Just a blast of a series.
Yeah, this is top 5 for sure, if not maybe top 3.
Yes. Yeah. But all that being said, the first few issues, basically the first 5, were relatively standalone. Like 1, 2, and 3 went together.
Yeah, but
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and they had the One World Under Doom banner on them, but they not really.
It wasn't tied with that. But
number 4, or was it? Yeah, number 4 that came out this week was a one and done, completely on its own.
And I'm guessing 5 will be too, because 6 starts a new thing. So, if you're like, oh, does it tie in with a lot of stuff? It really doesn't. Mm-mm. This is like just a Fantastic Four book. And this starts a new story arc called Invincible Woman. This is part 1. And in this, it says, extremophile aliens have invaded Earth. Their plan is to stop the world's rotation so the same side always faces the sun and colonize that boiling, deadly side for themselves. But none of the Fantastic Four have the powers that can alter the rotation of the Earth, or do they? And I think that's where we're going to see, Sue Storm is an Omega level character if she can just tap into that ability. And if she can, I guess harness the Earth, she could maybe start spinning it again. Plus, a discovery that'll change the fate of the Fantastic Four forever. It also says, is this the beginning of a new Future Foundation? Which they haven't had the Future Foundation in quite a while. Mm-hmm. And if you look forward to future issues, it looks like we are getting a return of Malice, the version of Sue that was turned by Psycho Man into like this kind of like demonic dominatrix type character.
Yeah, you'll see her on the cover here in a second.
Yeah, which is a character that we haven't seen in a long time. It's very opposite of the Sue Storm we know.
Yeah, that was a 90s thing, or was it the 80s? I don't remember when that happened.
Yeah. And this, it's also got a thing like in this you get an in-game spray for Marvel Rivals, because you can also get the Malice skin, and that you'll see on a variant. But if you want a awesome book to jump onto Fantastic Four. Maybe my number one recommendation for Marvel books right now of what to. It's still early enough that you can get in on the ground floor.
Yeah, and that's like you said. That's why we wanted to talk about this one because you can jump on right here with this one. It might reference a couple things here and there, but like you said,
really, there hasn't been too much in this series so far that would be a critical thing.
Yeah, and
going forward.
Not only are a lot of them pretty self-contained within the Fantastic Four, but they're not really connected to anything going on in the rest of the Marvel Universe either. So this is a clean jump on right here.
Yeah, so we've got our A cover here by Humberto Ramos. We have an Alessandro Capuccio Winter Break variant, which we'll be seeing a lot more of these Winter Break variants going forward. There is a Disney What If Fantastic Four homage. And then here's your J. Scott Campbell Invincible Woman, where she is back being Malice again. There is also a Joe Jusko variant and a NetEase Games Marvel Rivals variant with what her skin looks like in the game. So I think this makes me excited to we're gonna return to, maybe we'll see Psycho Man again.
Yeah,
I love that character. Yeah. He's just got a big old button. He just presses
he carries like a remote control with just 3 giant. But it's not even like a small one. It's like a big box.
Yeah, and it says Happy Sad Matt or something like that.
It's like one of those phones for the elderly that has the giant buttons.
It's a jitterbug.
Yeah, they're great. All right, well, next up we have Spawn the Dark Ages #1. Now, we talked about this one a while back.
Twice,
right, but it looks like it's finally locked in.
Once it kind of makes it to the Friday show, it's pretty locked in, and it has its variants, which is another big tell.
So this is going to be a 6-issue miniseries written and drawn by Liam Sharp, and it kind of sounds like Game of Thrones, but with Spawn, because it talks about Saxon barbarians, Harry Britain from the east, in the north the Pictish threat looms. So you've got these different factions from different lands. From the west, Hibernians send raiders from the land that shall one day be called Ireland. So you've got all these different groups in different regions. And then Aurelianus, newly anointed king, must defend Britain against all of these threats while also dealing with the growing rebellion amongst his own people. There are stories of another more worthy king, one anointed by the old Celtic gods, whom the Christians refer to as the devil spawn. So that's a lot, but but like I said, it sounds like Game of Thrones with all these different groups going at each other, but with Spawn in the middle. It doesn't sound like this is going to be very connected with anything else in Spawn right now. Didn't we just have we had the medieval? What's the medieval? Was it Medieval Spawn?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that came out pretty recently. That was pretty unconnected to anything else either.
This is fun too because it gives me a little King Conan vibes. It's rising, this barbarian is rising up to take the throne.
Yeah.
And Liam Sharp, I've seen some of the art from this, and has a very cool style that almost feels like old painterly illustrations of medieval times. So this is it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, so this is gonna be neat, for sure. So this is our A cover, and that's by Liam Sharp. So that's kind of what the interior is gonna look like. There's a blank sketch variant, and then there is a virgin version of that A cover,
where you can just write Spawn at the top of it.
With just get a pencil and just write Spawn.
If you forget what book it is. Well, next up, we've got big event check-in because there's still a couple of big events going on. Mm-hmm. We're going to have Imperial wrapping up next week, so we'll be talking about the final issue of that on our Monday show. But we still have a few more going on, and we're going to start off with Titans #29, which is part of DCKO. It's one of those series that you don't have to read if you want to read DCKO, but if you want to find out what's going on Earth while all the heroes are in this epic battle, this is a really great one for that. So the towers have lifted and Earth's evacuation is complete. So they did it. Yep. They got everybody off the planet, which is good job, Titans.
The logistics of that still, I can't even fit that into my brain, what that must be like.
As the Titans take to the stars to save humanity from the oncoming apocalypse, trouble can't help but follow them. Our heroes are scattered across the galaxy and across dimensions, each discovering new worlds, which mean new danger, something Starfire knows all too well as she ends up cornered by apocalyptian blockade. And we've seen in a future issue, Donna Troy and Roy Harper are still on Earth.
Yep.
But it's just decimated, and they're holding off all of what's left there. This feels like Titans is, if you want to, like, if DCKO is going on over here, this feels like an epic event story going on that is Titans related.
Yeah, so this story arc in Titans probably will not influence or affect or have any bearing on the tournament that's going in the main DCKO book. But if you want to see just like how big the stakes are, because in this issue, and then we're reading ahead to a later issue, it sounds like the world is turning into a new apocalypse. And so this book and a couple other tie-ins, that you're going to see that. So if you only want to read the tournament, that's totally fine. Just read the main story. But if you want to see the bigger effects that all this is having on the world, then check out books like this just to help show you, just
round out the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. It just feels like things are, this is maybe one of the biggest stories, like the most far-reaching stories we've had. So we've got our A cover right here by Pete Woods. We have a Brad Walker variant, which this is not done yet, but it is cool to see the DC line page and how he fills out the top stuff.
And Nightwing with a sword.
So this is going to be cool in its color. I think they're on Gem World. I think
with Amethyst?
Amethyst.
Yeah.
So that might be where they took. Didn't they mention they're taking some people to Gem World as well?
Maybe.
Because they're just trying to find dimensions that can house people. And I
love the idea they just dump them in Gem World. All right, guys, we'll see you later.
Where are we?
Yeah, what do we do?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out.
And then we have a Gillum March variant with Starfire that is awesome.
Well, diving back into Age of Revelation, this is Amazing X-Men number 3. Now, each one of these tie-ins are only running 3 issues, so this is coming out on December 3rd, so this is near the end of Age of Revelation. Next week, we'll be talking about the last batch of number 1 tie-in issues, because we got one more batch to go, and then this book right here is getting near the end of it, because again, Amazing X-Men is the book that is kind of sort of has your main story in it. So if you're wanting to read like the core Age of Revelation, this is the book to get. We already read issue number 1, came out a week or 2 ago. It was really cool. Issue number 2 has not come out yet though. So in this one, the X-Men reach Philadelphia, which is the capital of the Revelation territories. But this is deep enemy territory, and the much reduced X-Men will require significant allies in order to realize their objective, which is the assassination of Revelation, made all the more crucial by his true scheme coming to light. And I wonder if maybe that comes to light in Book of Revelation that came out this week is all about what Revelation's doing during all this. So I wonder if there's some connective tissue there.
And the Laura Kinney Wolverine, where she comes to her siblings and says, there's something going on here that I can't talk about.
Yeah.
But
it's bad enough that I want you to take my kid away. Yeah.
So I want, I like how we're seeing this one thing, but from a lot of different angles where you're getting pieces of the story that you can kind of put together to figure out exactly what is going down.
So if you want to, I know there's a lot of Age of Revelation tie-ins, but if you want to stay lean and just read the core ones, definitely grab this one, because this is pretty much the core one. And I think it all wraps up with a, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like an Omega issue. Yeah. I don't remember the name of it though. So this is our A cover. There's a Mercado variant and a Lubera variant. That looks cool. I like that.
Glob is
awesome in this.
Insane.
Yeah. I love how like menacing he looks if you look at his skull, but then he's got the googly eyes.
The googly eyes just floating around.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I like it's not overstaying its welcome.
Right.
3 issues, very consumable. Because you don't have to read everything. You probably shouldn't read everything. Just read the ones that appeal to you and get kind of your own version of the story. Yeah,
so far, I haven't enjoyed all the tie-ins, but so far, in regards to the main story, I've been enjoying it really well. It's really good so far.
Well, we're going to continue that with Laura Kinney Sabretooth number 3. Again, we read number 1. Number 1 of this is really interesting. Laura Kinney is on the side of Revelation and the kind of the mutant hierarchy and all of that. Well, in this one, Sabretooth, which is what Laura Kinney goes by now, stalks Arakko, home of Apocalypse. And that's another part we've been seeing built up is Apocalypse learning about what's going on Earth.
And not being happy with it.
Not being happy with it. Don't miss this key turning point in the Revelations plan as Laura must choose between family and reality with deadly results. So, yeah, all these little pieces I actually think are doing a really good job. We'll see once it's over what really, made the needle move. But I like this because she does refer to a lot of this stuff going on. We saw Apocalypse pop up in the book of or the
it was a World of Revelation.
And he popped up in another one, and it's just seeing all this come together is really cool.
Yeah, with a lot of Marvel events, they usually have a lot of tie-ins that don't really have much to do with each other or the main story, but this one has been doing a pretty good job of making their tie-ins kind of fit together like a puzzle. It's pretty neat.
So that was your A cover. We also have an Elizabeth Torque variant, and we have a David Lopez variant.
This is Binary number 3, and in this one, Carol Danvers now stands face to face with the enemy who has come to annihilate everything Carol holds dear. And we saw who that might be at the end of issue number 1. Again, number 2 hasn't come out yet. At her lowest ebb, will Carol manage to hold back the destruction, or will she go supernova and take it all with her? Because remember, Carol Danvers in this series, it has the power of the Phoenix Force, and she's been using it to shield her hometown in a bubble, so to keep the X virus out, and maybe she can't hold that anymore. So this one doesn't, at least from the first issue, doesn't seem like it has much to do with the main story, but I did
I really
enjoy it pretty well.
Yeah, this one was really fun, and so if you can get an extra one here or there, Binary is a good choice.
Yeah. So this is our A cover. There is a Danielle De Nicololo variant and a CF Villa variant.
Those are both really cool. Well, next up, we've got more Essential Comics because there's still other really cool stuff coming out. We're going to start off with Batman Superman World's Finest number 45. And this is really cool. This is starting a new story called The Merger. This involves Lex and Joker have joined forces once again, but the uneasy alliance hinges on a crucial outcome, the final defeat of both Batman and Superman. And if you look ahead to the previews that just came out today, that merger may be also physical into a ultimate Jex or
Loker.
Yeah. But it looks really cool. It looks like we're getting the return of that combined Batman Superman from early on in this series. Mm-hmm. So if this also is a book that doesn't really have a lot of intersection with any other book. So if you want to check out this cool Joker Lex story, you can jump in right here with issue number 45. This is your A cover by Dan Mora. We have a Fornes cover, a Gutierrez cover, which is your interior artist on the book, and a Danny variant as well.
And now we have Do Not Disturb number 1. This is going to be a 3-issue miniseries, and I don't remember the publisher of this one. It's a small publisher being published through Massive, but I don't remember who exactly. But this sounds really cool. So it's written by David R. Flores and Jared Hunter Rowe, and then the art is by David R. Flores. It's a mystery/thriller with a great supernatural twist set within an infamous hotel called the Argyle. The story follows a private investigator named Randall Halsey, who's been hired to find a missing young woman, only to realize that she and he have been murdered. And that's not a spoiler. That's like what the series is about. But they're not going to let death stand in their way of solving the mystery. Randall has to maneuver through both the human and supernatural worlds that lay within the walls of the Argyle, traveling through time itself to set things right. So a cool kind of like who done it, but who done me? Like who? I guess maybe like who took me out? I got to figure that out, and all set within this like a spooky hotel. So this is our A cover, and then there is a Michael Nelson variant. Oh, there it is. Invader comic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next up we have another new one. This is Drumsticks of Doom. Got this great Maria Wolf cover here. This is by John Westhoff and Dan Dotry. And this sounds really cool. Now, the solicitation for this was long, but essentially in a A funny turn on Elseworld if the only difference was Black Sabbath was the biggest band of all time, not the Beatles.
Yeah.
And the universe was changed musically and otherwise. Lost arts, lost alchemy were made common. Schools taught about transfiguration and alternate science. Demons were summoned, and some stuck around. So just because Black Sabbath was the number one band, we have our main character here, Lana. She loves music. She's played in bands all through high school and now in college. She still plays in her ex's fledgling metal band. Secretly, she stays so she can play her own music after her ex leaves band practice. At her age, she's starting to think pursuing music might not be the path she is destined for. But with Billboard charts dominated by the heaviest of metal, Lana is content practicing her songs with her bandmate, Jimmy. Bands like hers are doomed to the local scene, but not even brave enough to find a full band. This two-piece are finishing up their practice yet when they are drawn into a spiritual battle to keep metal on the top of the charts. So this is very just like brutal legend, like metal is everything. But it sounds really fun, and I like this just like one alternate take that changed everything. And we only have the one cover for this one as well.
This is Ferocious #1. This is going to be a 5-issue series from Mad Cave. This is written by Luke Petrowski and the artist by Emmanuel Ercolani. And it's about a tavern boy's sheltered life is overturned by the arrival of a towering, draconic woman, a wayward soldier from a distant war who single-handedly lays waste to his entire village. But he swears an oath of righteous vengeance. But in order to fulfill it, he'll have to seek training from that same warrior woman who took out his village. It says it's an epic fantasy on an intimate scale, a revenge thriller like no other, one that stirs the heart as it goes for the jugular. So this sounds really cool. Mad Cave puts out a lot of really cool quality stuff, really interesting, unique stories. So this should be fun. So this is our A cover, and then there is Emmanuel Ercolani variant, and that's your interior artist.
Interesting. Well, from the day we arrived on the planet till we stepped into the sun, there was more to see that can never be seen, more to do that can never be done. We have The Lion King.
Wow.
Lion King #1. So this is written and drawn by Edwin Gallman, who did this cover. So you know this is going to look beautiful. I don't know if there was a bigger movie for me growing up, like that era of Disney, kind of what they consider like the second Renaissance, than Lion King. And Toy Story.
Didn't that era start with Little Mermaid though?
Yes, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King, like all of those was like the considered the second Renaissance. And we are getting a comic series, which I love seeing the classic, like it looks like the classic animation. Get ready to return to the sweeping plains of Africa for a brand new series of adventure starring Mufasa and Simba. Written and illustrated by talent Edwin Gallman, and set in the golden time before the rise of Scar, which we had the Scar miniseries not that long ago. The Lion King follows the ruler of Pride Lands and his young heir as they navigate the complex network of relationships that make up their kingdom and learn firsthand how to defend it against the forces that threaten it both from outside and from within.
So this is when Simba was young?
Yeah.
Like it's going to take place during that?
Yeah, okay. So I'm guessing you're not going to get any Timon and Pumbaa in here because he hasn't met them yet, unless they're just like in the background, one of those like, oh, maybe they met before they realized it.
Or maybe he does meet them in this, and this is like a multiverse, where in this universe, he meets them early.
And they're time travelers, they warn him Mufasa's gonna die.
That would be weird. And then he has to save his,
but I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be really cool. I love the aesthetic of Lion King, and to explore that a little bit more around this time where Mufasa was still around is going to be really cool. So all you Lion King fans and 90s kids out there, definitely check this out. We've got our A cover here, like I said, from Edwin Gallman. So that's what your interiors are going to look like. That is top quality. We've got a Megan Hetrick variant, which is really, really fun. A Jacob Edgar variant. And a Lomurno variant, which is like your little headshot variant.
I thought it was like one of those Marvel mask variants, and you poke the eyes out and wear them.
I remember kids dressing up as Simba in those creepy masks.
Yeah.
Symbol walking around on 2 legs.
Next up is G.I. Joe number 14, and this is the Dreadnought War Part 2. Number 13 has not come out yet, but the Dreadnought War is going to be bi-weekly, so that's why we're already talking about this one. Duke and Cobra Commander are on the run, and the only way to survive the Dreadnoughts is trusting each other, and they look like it, right? They look like they're in total trust. And it says, plus, the first appearance of a fan favorite character. No idea who it is. It's not going to be Snake Eyes.
No.
But yeah, it could be somebody
We know
cool.
Road Pig is in the next issue. That could be him appearing in this issue at the end or something.
Maybe.
But I think you're going to see some more of those, maybe the more Dreadnought characters that are going to be really fun.
Yeah, so this is going to be a fun story that I'm looking forward to. So this is your A cover. There is an Eric Canetti variant and a Ben Oliver variant. There's another mask variant. You can just put that on your face.
I can never remember. Is that Ripper or...
I don't remember.
Buzzer? Is that the other one's name?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. They're both on there.
Yeah.
And you've got the siblings. Yeah, that's going to be great. Well, next up we have a new one from the Hellboy universe. This is Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man. It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries. And in this one, the gladiator Anum Yasa wanders the forest to learn about her lives past, present, and future. She isn't a hero to all, as one dark entity will hunt her until she can be stopped, and the fate of man stopped with her. So, if you're a fan of all of the Hellboy-related books, the previous Miss Truesdale book was great, and this one is written by Mike Mignola, which is always great when you actually get him, hands-on working on some of these books. So, if you want another one, check this out. This is your A cover. And there's also a cover by Jesse Lungergan.
That looks weird, but awesome.
She's got Hellboy's fist, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And the little floaty horns.
Nice. This is Viking Moon number 2. And
Feels
again,
like it's been a while since number 1.
Yeah, it has. This is going to be a 5-issue series. And in this one, well, actually, the setup in the first one was that Ulf and his tribe of Vikings sought a new life among the green, untamed land of the New World, but instead they found horror and death, and we saw all of that in the first issue. They barely survived. He barely survived his first encounter with the native people and their supernatural protectors. Or is it Ulk or Ulf? I've got it spelled 2 different ways. But he seeks shelter for his people amongst the ruins of the Leif Erikson. The Leif Erikson settlement from decades earlier. So we saw all of that in the first issue.
They got wiped out.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure. The solicitation wasn't too detailed about this issue specifically because most of this was shown in the first issue, but hopefully there'll be a little bit more like werewolfing in this one because the first issue, I really liked it a lot, but there's a lot of setup for the story to come, so hopefully we'll get more here. This is our A cover, and there is a Philippe Xavier Youngblood team up. How did Shaft get way back in the talking about time travel?
That sounds like a fun story.
Yeah.
Well, next up, we've got continuing stories, stuff that has already started or about to start, but it is continuing. We're going to start off with Absolute Flash, issue number 9. I'm really excited about this one because it feels like this is where we're going to get a lot of the answers to things, and the world's really going to expand because secrets revealed, Absolute Flash raids Fort Fox as he tries to get to the bottom of the secrets within. And Fort Fox has been this kind of, like we know that's where Grodd came from. Yeah. That's where Barry was doing his stuff. We know future issues that Wally's actually going to go into that portal.
That other dimension, whatever it is.
That the other people who wore that same suit went into. So I think this is going to be the start of a really, really cool story.
What if that other dimension is the main DC universe? That'd be weird.
Yeah, or maybe like the Phantom Zone or something really cool. Because it's on the cover of a future one, and it's like got structure to it.
Yeah, there's like mountains and stuff, isn't there? Yeah.
So we've got our A cover here by Nick Robles. We've got a John Jiang cover. We have a Molina cover. He looks like he's like, that's like the older, like couple years in the future as Flash. And there's a Haining cover where he's all caked up.
Oh, wow. Next up is Harley Quinn X Elvira 2, number 2. When Elvira first met Harley Quinn, she was desperate for any plan that could help her save her beloved TV show after it was threatened with cancellation by some corporate raiders. Harley did come up with a plan, and now Elvira is along for the ride, no matter how crazy Harley's scheme turns out to be. They're going to put together the biggest Halloween block party ever staged. And that's a great idea in theory, but pulling it off means raising a massive amount of money. And a pile of cash that big is sure to draw the attention of every thug and delinquent in the tri state area. And if Harley and Elvira want to keep their party funds secure, they're going to have to become too big to fail. And that means going international.
Wow.
So lots of moving parts here. You read the first one, right?
I really liked the first one. I thought it felt like the best Harley series, which it's by Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner, which is like my favorite run of Harley, and it felt like you went back to that, like a lost chapter in that, which is so much fun. Great artwork. Highly recommend this one.
Yep. And then now I have a new every time I see a DC crossover like this now that we know what's coming with DCKO and everything, now I just think of I think I notice it more. Like, wow, DC's crossing over with a whole bunch of different publishers, like the Swamp Thing and Something's Killing the Children, and I don't know. It just feels
like they're friendlier. They're like they're not so closed off.
Yeah, I think that's the point I'm trying to make. Is like, hey, it's like DC's like, hey, who wants to work with us? We'll do whatever you want. Yeah, so I think this is really cool.
Elvira showing up in DCKO.
Maybe. So this is our Amanda Conner A cover. There is a Chad Hardin cover. There's a Joseph Michael Linsner cover and a Ben Caldwell cover.
Yeah, those are great. Next up, we have Hector Plasm Hunt the Bigfoot #2. This is only a 3-issue miniseries, but I really liked the first one. It felt like Gravity Falls, but a little bit more adult, with crazy artwork that looked just like this. So I thought it was really fun. And in #2, Hector Plasm and Bigfoot expert Lip Dyson delve deep into the woods to track the murderous monster of Monkey Ridge. And we saw the Bigfoot just at the end of the last one, but yeah, this was really fun. I feel like it also has a little flavor of I Hate Fairyland with the art.
Sold. That's all you had to say.
So highly recommend this one. Pick up issue #1 and then jump on board for issue #2 because it's only going to be 3 issues. So we've got our A cover here by Derek Hunter. So that's your interior artist. We have a Lee Gatlin variant. And a Derek Hunter Youngblood team up, which is also crazy. I like the Image Comics thing on the side, though. That looks cool.
Classic. Next up, we have Yuletide #2, and this is going to be a 3-issue series. #1 came out, I think it was last week, and I read it, thought it was pretty interesting. So in that first issue, we saw that the sinister Christmas witch, Perchta, has been released from her prison, and she has an axe to grind against the world that imprisoned and forgot her. So that kind of happened near the end of the first issue where the kids accidentally let her out. And now with the help of the vicious Yule Cat and the mischievous Yule Lads, the dark spirits of the winter holiday are set to wreak havoc on this otherwise idyllic town of Christmas, Pennsylvania, where this is all set. And the only ones who can stop them are the group of misfit teens that accidentally released her in the first place. That happened in the first issue. But thankfully, they're joined by the elven warrior Eliger, who's battled these baddies before. So a little bit of you're getting some fantasy elements and some Yuletide elements. So this is a good holiday book. This is our A cover, and there's a Joe Mi-Young variant.
Next up, we have Star Wars Legacy of Vader #11, and I'm really excited about this one. It's already my favorite Star Wars book coming out, but in this one, Kylo Ren is put to the ultimate test in the depths of Vader's castle. The Legacy of Vader comes full circle in physical form as Kylo is forced to don his grandfather's helmet.
Oh.
So, walk a mile in my shoes.
Yeah.
Walk a mile looking through Vader's eyes.
Yeah, walk a mile in my hat.
So, just this whole delving into Vader's castle and really Kylo seeing what his grandfather was, I think is really, really cool. And I'm really sad about that Adam Driver Ben Solo movie we're not gonna get.
So this takes place before the.
This takes place between place between right before
Episode 9.
Rise
of Skywalker.
Yeah. So we've got our A cover here. And we have a Bengal Plo Koon and Mace Windu variant, which gotta love Plo Koon.
I do like Plo Koon. This is Spider-Man Noir #3. #2 has not come out yet, but I like the first issue, though. Gwen Stacy takes the investigation of her father's death into her own hands and sets out to unmask Spider-Man. So I guess maybe she figured out that Spider-Man was the one responsible for it. Meanwhile, Spider-Man Noir's got another new rogue on his hands. Meet Plasma Man. And I guess that's him right there. And that's such a cool name. And yeah, that's it. But it sounds really fun. I like the first issue, like I said. This is the A cover, and there's an Eric Larson variant also. There's Plasma Man again.
Oh,
He's got the eyes like Glob.
oh yeah.
Yeah, the googly eyes.
And it's Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, just to be clear. I think I combined the two names, but yeah, that book takes place between those two. And Plasma Man, here he looks like plasma, like, you know, like almost like magma.
Yeah.
Here he looks like blood.
Yeah. So which plasma is it?
Because he's splashing as he's punching through it.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, you're right. I don't know.
That feels very Eric Larson, though. And next up, we got a cover gallery because there's some really cool covers to talk about. We're going to start off with Catwoman, issue number 81. This is your Frank Cho cover, who's been, I think, almost all of this run, at least from like when the new writer took over and everything, has been doing a cover for it. And there is a Derek Chu cover as well.
This is EC's Catacomb of Torment #5. This is the Naomi Frank variant.
Yeah, like the werewolf on the hood of the car. Next up, we have Ghost Pepper #5. What a great book. This is your Edgeker variant. And then we have your Ludo Lullaby Youngblood team up, which that version of Shaft is cool.
Yeah.
Again.
I'd read that.
Big.
And this is Lost Fantasy #5. This has had some really cool covers. Every issue has had like a video game homage. So here is your Alex Diodo Final Fantasy X homage. Yeah, and then there's a Maxi Dallo Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild homage.
Yeah, it'd be hard not to work on a book and just want to make all these really cool homage covers. Well, next up, we have New Gods #12 of 12. This is the final issue of New Gods, and this is your Destined to Win B cover. I like the little Metron sitting on his chair.
Oh, is that is the kid gonna be maybe the new Metron?
I think they're all chibi versions of those characters.
Yeah, you're right.
But that would be crazy too.
Oh yeah, that is Metron. That's not the kid. Yeah, you're right. This is Nightwing #132, the Paolo Pantalina variant.
Yeah, he is a great artist. He does a lot of cons, and he draws an awesome Ninja Turtles. I think he did some Ninja Turtles art for a while, but what a cool classic look. Next up, we have Superman Unlimited #7. This is your Daniel Sampere cover with Crypto. We've got a Freddie Williams II variant. There's that Kryptonite throne.
Yeah.
And we have Malavia cover as well. Look at his eye.
It's coming out of his eyes.
Yeah, that's brutal.
He needs to go Super Saiyan and turn gold right there. This is No Man's Land #3. This is the Simon Kudransky Antlers variant, which is a nice homage to The Thing. And then there's a Youngblood team up, which what a weird book to do a Youngblood team up with.
It feels like that never the two would meet.
Yeah, it looks like, I guess Chapel is maybe he's like frozen under the ice. And yeah, that's weird.
Well, next up we have Terminator Metal #2. We didn't get to really talk about #1 that came in kind of a little bit later.
Yeah.
I think this last week. But we've got this great Bob Layton cover for this one.
That's an Iron Man homage.
An Iron Man homage to
really
his
cool.
Iron Man cover.
Yeah. This is Wonder Woman #27. This is the David Nakayama variant. There is an Omer variant and a Carrie Nord variant.
Next up, we have Marvel. I keep wanting to say Marvel Zombie.
Yeah.
This is just Marvel Black, White, Blood and Guts. Issue #3. This is the Adam Polina cover with Hitmonkey.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, is that Hitmonkey?
Yep. Next up, we got Bookshelf. Some really awesome collected editions this week.
Starting with the Geiger Deluxe Edition hardcover, Volume 2. This is going to be $34.99, and even though it says Volume 2, this actually collects the first 9 issues of the current Geiger series.
Yep.
Because the Volume 1 hardcover collected the original miniseries that came out a couple years ago,
Yep.
and a couple other things as well. So if you want to collect the main ongoing series, it's been going on for, gosh, they're up to issue 16 or 17 now, I think. But this is the first 9 of those.
Next up, we have Justice League Dark, the New 52 Compendium. This is going to be huge. So this is by creators like J.M. DeMatteis, Jeff Lemire, Ray Fox, and more. This was one of the bigger books during the New 52. The first appearance of Justice League Dark, which has kind of become a staple thing now for all the supernatural heroes. And this is going to have a ton of stuff in it. Not only does it have Justice League Dark number 0 through 40, it's got a ton of other stuff from Justice League of America, Phantom Stranger, the Free Comic Book Day book. This is, I think, counting them up, around 66 issues in one compendium.
That's crazy.
It's going to be a hulking book. But I'm really interested to see how this looks when it comes out.
DC, they just don't care. They just 66 issues. Just put it in one book.
Yeah, I think we can stretch
we can cram that in there. Yeah, it's hilarious.
We can make a spine that big.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be great, and it is only $59.99. That's like less than $1 an issue.
Oh, I was thinking this was an omnibus.
No,
So
this is
that's even bigger for a 66 issue compendium. That's
paperback.
Huge.
That's paperback.
I mean, you think about like the Invincible ones; those are like roughly 47 issues, and this is gonna be 66.
Yeah, this is like another like 2 trades.
Yeah, holy cow!
But for that price, like you can't beat that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's cheaper than digging in the dollar boxes.
I might get this thing. I was thinking this was an omnibus. I was like, I don't need it, but for that, I might grab that. This is Kid Flash going rogue. It says trade paperback, but this isn't collecting anything. As far as I know, this is more like a young adult kind of thing.
Graphic novel.
Yeah, graphic novel is better. Let's see. This one is written by Steve Fox, and the art is by Jerry Gaylord. It's going to be $12.99. And Kid Flash, very not in continuity, because Kid Flash and Barry Allen Flash team up to teach a teenage group of rogues, including Golden Glider, Pied Piper, Trickster, and the Top, an important lesson. But is Kid Flash the one who needs to learn it the most? It's a story about a ragtag group of kids who must work together or be doomed to life as the bad kids. So if you have a younger reader who wants to pick up some superhero books, this would be a great one to get.
Next up, we have our next of the DC Compact. This is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I just finished reading this, like the complete edition of it by Tom King and Bilquis Evely. This is what the new Supergirl movie is loosely going to be based off of. This is a very epic tale because it's told from the perspective of this young girl that Supergirl is helping, who is seeking revenge for this kind of raider that killed her father. And Supergirl goes with her. It's like, you're not doing this alone. I will go with you. And it's just this epic universe-spanning, planet-to-planet, situation-to-situation story that's very mythological in scale. So, highly recommend this. This is a great book, a Supergirl like you've never read, and very deep and heartfelt Supergirl story as well.
And also genius for DC to release a compact of this just a few months before the movie comes out, because they've already had a paperback or a trade paperback, they've already had a hardcover, and now if you miss those, it's like, hey, do you want to know what the movie's going to be about? $10 and you can read the whole thing.
Yeah, this is, I think, a must read just in general. This is great, so definitely check this out for $10.
Yep. This is the Amazing Spider-Man Modern Era Epic Collection, The Life and Death of Spiders. This is going to be $49.99, and this collects Amazing Spider-Man, the 1998 run. So basically, it's Volume 2 after it renumbered itself in '98. It collects issues 46 through 58, and then when it went back to the legacy numbering and went to issue 500 through 502. So this is like, you get a lot of Straczynski stuff in here. This is where you get Ezekiel, and it starts to lean into the spider totem stuff. And I don't remember everything that happens, but this is still when Peter and Mary Jane are married. So this is before.
You've got some J. Scott Campbell stuff in there.
Yeah.
That issue 500 is great.
Yeah. So this is before One More Day or Brand New Day or any of that stuff. Yeah, this is like late 90s, early 2000s.
I like
Amazing
this
Spider-Man.
era of Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah.
a lot. So yeah, I think this is a really cool one. I love that cover too with like Hydro Man back there, and
Yeah.
Rhino.
And it's going to be $49.99.
Also, we've got all new Venom. Uh, I don't even think it says Volume 1. This is all new Venom trade paperback collecting issues 1 through 10.
Yeah, that's
the
the whole thing.
whole all new Venom story. I mean, it's still going on, but now it is back to being called Venom. And we kind of have yet to see how that's going to feel different or whatever. But this just wrapped up. Mary Jane gets, she's in the Venom symbiote now. Although that's what most of this series is about, is who is Venom. But great art. Really, really fun story.
What's cool too is it's 10 issues, which this shouldn't be a big deal, but it's a big deal these days. It's 10 issues and same artist, Carlos Gomez, through the whole thing.
Yes.
So if you buy this, the entire book is going to look consistent, whereas a lot of times there's a fill-in artist after a few issues
after
or
like
something.
5 or 6 issues. I thoroughly enjoy this. I'm still enjoying this series, and I highly recommend this. So much fun, and you can get the whole thing 10 issues for $29.99. Next up, we've got some new printings, and there is a couple in here that I have already pre-ordered.
So this is the Absolute Evil one-shot, the second printing. And if you did not pick this up the first time around and you like the Absolute Universe, I would highly recommend picking this up. This is kind of at least the first meeting of some of the Absolute villains that we see. It seems like maybe they know each other from before, but this is the first time we see it, as they lament the fact that there are heroes popping up that are throwing a wrench into their operations, and they talk about how they've dealt with that kind of thing before and how they're going to deal with this new group of heroes. And there's some shocks and surprises and some first appearances and some reveals. This is a great issue. It's just a one shot, and yeah, this is the second printing.
Yep, and the Ultimate Universe may be ending, but the Absolute Universe is just starting.
Trucking along,
so if you're enjoying it, it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Batman #2, the second printing. I actually really like the red on the Bat logo
cool.
there. This was a great issue, kind of spotlighting Tim Drake Robin and his abilities and everything in this great new era of Batman.
Yeah, this is more of a Tim Drake issue than a Batman issue.
Yes.
So Tim Drake fans, grab this if you haven't already.
So great series so far. If you were just kind of learning about it or you want to get caught up, don't miss out on issue #2. Because also these are very standalone issues. There's a little threads that run through them, but for the most part, they're
the first two we've read #3 already, and it does continue on into #4.
Yeah.
Matt Fraction says like, oh, most of these issues are going to be one and dones, and then we read #3 the other day that hasn't come out yet. And I was like, wait a second. Yeah, that continues on into the next one.
But at least 1 and 2, yes, are pretty standalone. Yeah.
This is Punisher Red Band #2, the second printing. And this is going to be polyback because it's a Red Band book. But this has been a really solid Punisher series so far.
And these are the ones I have already pre-ordered. So this is Invincible Universe Battle Beast #4, second printing. We're going to have a pretty long hiatus, 5 months until the next Battle Beast issue. So you have plenty of time. You just buy these and fill in the gap, reread them, everything. So these are by Jason Howard, who's been doing it for Transformers and G.I. Joe, and even recently Ghost Pepper had one of these like single character covers.
Void Rivals too, right?
Yeah, so we're getting these now for Battle Beast, and this is your kind of we don't know a whole lot about her, but she's going to play a big part in the series coming up. And then this next one, this is called the sword variant. It's almost like Battle Beast saying, you can't get me to stand still. I'm going to attack the artist or something. But both of those are for issue #4, second printings.
I just noticed that Annalisa Leone does the colors for this. She's also the one who did the colors for Skinbreaker.
Yeah.
So she's in that Skybound universe, and colors are gorgeous.
Gorgeous colors. This is a fantastic series. And this one does say Invincible Universe. So that's 2 books we're going to be having. They say Invincible Universe, capes and Battle Beast.
Yeah.
Let's hope we get some more in there.
Let's do more, yeah.
I still want an Invincible Universe Alan the Alien book.
Yeah.
Space Racer. So many great characters. And that is it for Comics from the Future. Thank you so much for watching. This was a great show. Some awesome books. So make sure you head over to infinityflux.net and place your pre-orders for these, because with all of those Batman Deadpool, there's a lot of variants.
Yeah.
We may not be ordering tons of every one of them, so if there's a
Right.
specific one you want, pre-order it or let your store know that that's the one you want. That way you don't miss out on that. Plus, a lot of these other books, if they're in the issue 2, 3, 4s, your shop, or we may not be ordering as many of them. So if you're enjoying it, continue to pre-order those. It helps everyone out. Make sure you get what you want. Helps us know how many to order. So again, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out our show on Monday because we have Absolute Batman Annual to go over, and I've already read about half of it. And y'all are not ready for how crazy this book is.
Next Monday, we'll talk about
Daniel Warren
this,
Johnson writing and drawing the A story in there. Will big boot to the face, knock your socks off.
I'm resisting the urge to flip through it because I want to experience it as I read it. So
yeah, it's very much like avoid spoilers and page turns and everything because it is awesome. But again, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. And until next time, see ya.